What's up, everybody? Welcome back to BT Willa's Garage. Today we're going to be doing a filter and fluid change on this John Deere 930M. So what we're going to be doing is changing pretty much the transaxle, the transmission down here. On each side has a filter and those little black caps. You can see that one's been almost stripped. And then there's two drain plugs that I'll show you here momentarily. It's the one on the far left and the right. They're 14 millimeter. So what we're gonna need is a quarter drive, 14 millimeter, maybe a small extension if you have it, something to drain the fluid in. I like to be safe, and I'm gonna put these jack stands up before in front and the back, as you can see. I'm using Rhino ramps to drive the lawnmower up, as you can see now, and then I end up jacking the front up and putting those jack stands that you can see in silver there. So let's go ahead and get started. The purpose of this video is to change the fluid. There's a break-in change at 300 hours, and then you're supposed to change it at 1,000 hours. This mower has 900 and some hours on it, but the left side, unfortunately, is starting to slip whenever it gets warm, and that's a common problem. So I'm wondering if we're gonna find anything in the filter. But if you're just doing this proactively, that's great. If you're having a overheating, slipping, you know, your lawnmower doesn't want to drive on the right side or the left side, then we may just find something in these filters that leads to a larger issue where we need to put it in the shop. All right, guys, we're going to start on the left side. And I'm just going to break this plug loose. Then we should be able to do this by hand. Getting shorter. Wow. So I picked up this little flexible drain deal on Amazon, and I'm curious if I can get it like right there. Sorry, I keep hitting the phone. That's working. All right, the moment of truth. I know I haven't showed you guys the filter yet. If you drain these two drain plugs before you do the filter, then it won't make such a mess back here. Oh, that's the 3/8, sorry. So I got a little 3/8 converter here that I think will work. We might need to wait though, because I'm not sure if this is going to go in the drain. Oh man, I hope that's not stripped. It's not good. Let's see. Okay. And there's an O-ring on here that we'll need to change, so just set that to the side. The spring faces out. You just take it out slowly. It won't make such a mess. Oh boy. That looks ugly. What is that? Oh yeah, shoot. You guys see that plastic? That's the dang gear. That's actually metal. Yup. That's not good. That's not good at all. And there's more. And more. Shoot. Well, guys, I got as much as that of that crap that I wanted to out. This, I just made an appointment with John Deere to have this thing serviced. There is a little, there is a set of bearings in there that causes this to happen. There's a plastic run that they sit on. There's a spring that we have to put on this guy. But there's a plastic run that they sit on that implodes. And unfortunately, I am a victim of that. but that's all right. We're going to put it in with John Deere. They'll get it fixed before next season, and we're about to seed anyway. So I'm just trying to figure out how to get this little spring in here. Look at all that metal. Well, I had to trim off a bent little piece. I'm going to put these filters in the description, but they were aftermarket, and I don't know that I'd buy them again. But if you're fine with that spring acting funny, then you'll be good. So put your new O-ring on. I'm not going to, since it really doesn't matter for me, since this thing is busted, but I'm going to limp it through the rest of the season because I can. So just put both your drain plugs back in, as well as your cap like I'm doing here, and then we'll pick back up with where to put the oil. As far as torque on all these, I'm just gonna say hand tight. I wouldn't lose sleep over it. Just make sure you get it snug. Let me check for leaks. Let's see, around right there. Okay, 2 more 14 millimeters going in. Just make sure you inspect, make sure everything's good. So this is the transmission and hydraulic oil that these units call for. It's called High Guard by John Deere. What we're gonna do, I'm probably, so what we're gonna do is lift this bar and lift our seat up. So that's the bar I just pulled on. Ooh, this thing's up high. So there's where we're filling. There's a view window in here. And you can see a min and a max. I doubt you can see it from there, but it does exist. And what I want you to do is shine a light maybe on the front side here, and that way you can see your oil. But let's grab a filter and fill this thing back up to where it's supposed to be. Now don't fill it until you do the right side. I'm not gonna service the right side because of the condition my left side was in, but it's the same process. So it does look like oil now in that view window. You see how it's dark? So that's all the way to the max. And be careful here because it did glug a few times and pull more fluid down into the pump itself. So be aware that, you know, give it a few times. If it's making noise, that means it's still pulling fluid in, but it looks like we're good now. I'm gonna call this full. Well guys, that's how you change it. So make sure you have 2 gallons of High Guard, if not a little bit more on hand. Make sure you check your view window. 2 drain bolts. Don't forget the one on the left's holding that extra quart. Even if you drain the filter, that one on the left holds an extra quart. And that's it in a nutshell. It's an easy job. Unfortunate day for me, but hopefully you guys are just doing it as preventative maintenance. Just checking on that one more time. It's still perfectly full. All right, guys, be good. Hope this was helpful.